Nick Cannon just got canceled, but this time it's from Viacom. It's a firing. Now, if you look at the media, you're going to see them say that he was dropped, or, oh, look right here, The View, he was dropped. Here, though, on Good Morning America, he was fired. They say for controversial comments. I just keep thinking if it came from someone else, that it wouldn't be that. It would just be the R word, racism. He lands in hot water with Viacom. It's just so hypocritical.
Let's go to what it really is then. When we talk about the power of melanated people, when we talk about who we really are as guys, and understanding that our melanin is so powerful and it connects us in a way that the reason why they fear black, the reason why they fear is because the lack that they have of it.
Okay, if you know what melanin is, it is a pigment in your skin, basically, that causes you to tan, and it's responsible for the color, or lack of it is responsible for the color of your skin. Now, there are people out on Twitter, and you can find this, just do a search and scroll. Go to the latest and scroll. People are defending him. They're saying he never said anything bad about white people. He never said anything bad about Jewish people. But
so then when you see what's, Dr.
By the way, I really feel like I shouldn't have to say that in 2020. People should be able to type it into a Google search and read the definition of melanin.
Francis C. Welsling talked about is that fear in that
just genetic annihilation,
deficiency of when you have a person that has the lack of pigment, the lack.
With a fear and what now? I got to go back. This is some of the craziest thing I've heard.
Talked about is that fear in that
just genetic annihilation,
deficiency of when you.
He said deficiency.
Have a person that has the lack of pigment, the lack.
You're saying white people have the lack of the melanin,
right?
That they know that they will be annihilated.
They know that they will be annihilated.
So therefore, however they got the power, they have the lack of compassion. That
however they got the power, they have a lack of compassion.
Melanin comes with compassion.
Okay, so you're saying skin color comes with compassion.
Melanin comes with soul.
If you want to say that's not true, it is. In broad terms, a group of natural pigments, that's colors, and essentially in human skin, it is initiated by exposure to UV radiation. Because this is for the people on Twitter saying he didn't say anything bad about white people, which is who he's talking about here.
We call it soul. We soul brothers and sisters. That's the melanin that connects us.
Right.
So Nick is saying that when he says soul brother, he's not talking about your soul. He's talking about your skin.
People that don't have it are a little, and I'm gonna say this carefully.
This is it right here. People that don't have melanin. People don't have it. Just describe melanin. People that don't have melanin. I'm doing this for a reason, y'all.
A little less, and where the term actually comes from, because I'm bringing it all the way back around to Minister Farrakhan, to where they may not have the compassion or the when they were sent to the mountains of Caucasus, when they didn't have the power of the sun.
Power of the sun? Talking about some crazy stuff, but go ahead.
That the sun then started to deteriorate them, so then they're acting out of fear.
This doesn't make sense even when you try to logically break it down, but it's just a bunch of rhetoric around the fact of different skin colors.
They're acting out of low self-esteem. They're acting out of a deficiency. So therefore, the only way that they can act is...
I am blown away that people are defending this. I see Viacom cut Nick for anti-Semitism. What's Nick anti-Semitic about what he said? Did you not listen to it? I'm sure threatening to burn down Viacom's office is going to get him his job back, says Mark Dice. Good point, Mark.
The only way they have to rob, steal, rape, kill, and
fight or flight,
in order to survive.
Exactly.
So then these people...
So you're saying that only people with a deficiency of melanin do this? That's exactly what he said.
Who didn't have what we had. And when I say we, I speak of the melanated people.
Right.
They had to be savages. They had to be barbaric. Because they're in these...
This is why he got fired right here. I'm actually pretty shocked. I figure what we'd be seeing is that there's a bunch of people playing what Nick said and wondering why he got away with it, when there are people that say that, the president retweeting something means he's a supremacist. You get what I'm saying? This is too much. That's why I'm doing a video on it. Everybody's born equal. The concept, this is what you have to do. I can't believe I'm even going to say this on a video. What you have to do is ask yourself, a person should be judged off what they can choose, what they do, not things they can't help. If somebody's born with a disability, you're not going to judge them over it because they were born with it. They didn't have the option. They didn't go out and do something to become disabled. They were born like that. And That's why we don't sit and say what Nick's saying towards disabled people. Now, also on the same account, I don't get to control the way I look, the color of my hair, the color of anything. I just basically am born and I'm here. And the same with every other person out there. So when I go around, am I going to judge you off that? No. What am I going to judge you off of? The things you say, the way you act, how you treat others. That's the whole point. That's the concept behind it. So how in the world are you going to sit and say that somebody getting sunburnt because they have a lack of melanin, or somebody with white skin, is a savage, is lesser, is all these things, and people that are the opposite of that are the chosen? I just think it's the worst kind of thing I've ever heard, and it really goes far to show Nick Cannon and the people supporting Nick Cannon that there is an issue out there, but it's not what people say it is. This is the issue. Anyway, I'm not going to rant on this. Let me hurry up and get this done. I'll just play a little more of what he said, and then I'll show you a little bit of a debunk here that he didn't. They're saying, what did he say that was anti-Semitic? Well, let me show you, but hear the end of this first.
Nordic mountains, they're in these rough torrential environments, so they're acting as animals.
Right.
So they're the ones that are actually closer to animals. They're the ones.
He just said white people are closer to animals because of their skin.
That are actually the true savages, and then they built up such this I don't want to say warrior, but they built up such this
build up a warrior?
This conquering barbaric mentality.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a hemorrhage. My brain is gonna hemorrhage.
And instead of trying to make friends, they said, we want what you got, because there's this mentality of whether it's the Caesars or even that we have to conquer.
Right.
So I say all that to say the context, and when we speak of,
that's not true, Nick. That is the definition of race. Do I have to look up the definition of racism to get people to understand? No, I don't.
Jewish people, white people, Europeans, the Illuminati, they were doing that as survival tactics to stay on this planet.
Right, because
I never thought I'd be listening to a celebrity say. I never thought it would happen. 2020 is an alternate dimension.
We never had to do that.
Right, because they've learned when they circumnavigated the globe and they ran into these islands and these places, and we were already there to greet them.
With open arms.
With open arms, teaching them, but then...
But they were deficient.
They were deficient.
They were deficient. Do you hear, Nick?
So they wanted to get what they thought we had, and we did have it. So the rape took place of the woman. The theft took place.
Okay. Now you're saying that we wanted melanin, so we did that, and I'm gonna have to censor what he said, so that we could have the melanin. What?
Of the natural resources.
You almost think they're describing some like weird video game about an alien planet taking over another alien planet, but this is them talking about our society.
And then that's when their disease,
exactly.
That's where their mentality, because I'm trying to get to that place of how they were able to get control over the gods.
What the hell? Okay, well, you just heard it yourself. That is the most racist thing I've ever heard. And if you go to Twitter, there's everybody defending him for it. Let's go to CNN. Look at the way CNN says this. He was let go for anti-Semitic comments. They don't want to bring up what he said about people's skin color. That's the thing that really got him in trouble. He's ending a decades-long relationship with Nick. Viacom is after he made anti-Semitic comments. What about the racist stuff? The stuff he said about people's skin color and being deficient and being animals? The actor, TV host, was joined by controversial hip-hop figure. Viacom announced Tuesday it was severing its ties. On Wednesday, a spokesperson for the corporation released a statement to CNN saying the company condemns bigotry of any kind, and we categorically denounce all forms of anti-Semitism. So why did CNN leave out the bigotry and, I don't know, the stuff about skin color, and while they're calling him out, I guess they think that a lot of people go with this and don't read all of this, so they want to try to defend Nick a little bit, in my opinion. You are the most hateful person out there, Cannon. You are seriously one of the most hateful people, if not the most hateful person out there right now. Go and look at some of the other stuff he said. He has celebrated, I think 4 or 5 years ago, there's a YouTube clip where he is basically celebrating being racist. But anyone who knows me knows I have no hate in my heart nor malice intention. I do not condone hate speech nor the spread of the rhetoric. We are living in a time when it's more important than ever to promote unity and understanding, as long as you're teaching them your historical narrative. Sure, Nick. I'm an advocate for people's voices to be heard openly, fairly, and candidly. It just sounds like damage control, pure damage control. I don't even know if Nick wrote that. Probably a spokesperson did. Though, I want to know what you think down in the comments. I'm going to have to heavily censor parts of this video, and I apologize for that, but if I just felt this was an important video to make. I used to make videos where I commented on news stories and breaking news all the time, and that was on my main channel. Maybe I'll start doing a little more of it over here, but maybe not. I just think that the response to Nick has been horrible. And when somebody does, you have to ask yourself, who is the person that Twitter hates the most? The president. Take what Nick said, have it come from the president. And if people would have slammed the president for it, but they're defending somebody else for saying it, personally, it shows me that our society's become biased. It's become unintelligent. It doesn't critically think. It doesn't put themselves in the shoes of the people they're speaking about, and expects people to be treated differently because of who they are. And that is inequality. It's not fair. And to me, it's very hateful. Thanks for watching. UNIRock out.